Hey guys, it's your girl Brie and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make videos about entrepreneurship, motherhood, and all things lifestyle. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a YouTube intro, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and all the apps will be in the description box. So I'm starting out with Pics Art, and I'm taking 3 photos, and I'm going to create a collage with 3 vertical boxes. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to resize it using the ratio to 16:9. They have a YouTube ratio, but 16:9 is equivalent. So now I'm going to go ahead and save it, but I am going to go back in and put an overlay over the background just to make it more uniform with all 3. You'll see in a moment. I'm just going to stretch this over the entire photo and then change the opacity to around 35, and then I'm going to select apply and then download it here, and the process restarts. And so I'm going to do another collage. It's going to be 3 photos again, but it's going to be a little different. So after I select my 3 photos, I'm going to scroll over to the collage layout that I like, and I like this one. I'm going to arrange the photos to make them fit my liking, and then I'm going to go ahead and add that overlay to this one as well and change the opacity. Make sure the ratio is 16:9, and yeah, and we'll be moving forward to the next one. And as you can see, I forgot, but I just went back in and put the overlay on it just again for the backgrounds to be a little bit more uniform. I'm going to do a collage, and now I'm going to crop it and crop the background, the area, to 16:9. And then I'm going to add as much photos as possible to this background, and if I'm not mistaken, the max is 10. Let's see. So yes, the max is 10, so I added them all. You see they just added it, they're just there, and so I'm just going to spread them out to cover that black background, just to get the pictures everywhere, all over. I'm going to rearrange them to my liking, but this isn't perfect. Again, this is just the background, so it doesn't have to be perfect because people don't look at it, but not really. But I like the aesthetic of it anyway. And again, there's no rhyme or reason for how I just laid these photos out. I'm just making sure you can see pretty much all of them, and it's covering 99% of that transparent background. And then I'm going to select apply, and you're going to see it's all the things that was over. The edges is cropped to the screen size, and I'm going to add the overlay. Again, I'm going to change the opacity to about 35. So now I'm going to go back in and select the transparent background one more time, and I'm just going to download it, and I'm going to use this in the app Phonto going forward. So let's open Phonto. Here's Phonto. I selected photo albums, and I'm going to go to that first white square, and that gives me the transparent background, and I'm going to type out Cardi B in all caps, and I'll have the font that I use on the screen. I use that Anton right there, but I'll put it on the screen as well. And then I'm going to resize it just so that it can be most of this transparent background. It doesn't have to be, but The bigger in the transparent background, the better, in my opinion. So I'm going to change the stroke, and I'm going to create a pattern on the inside using the colors that you'll see in the moment, these blue colors. And I'm going to play with it a little bit until I get the right one. So here's the color scheme. I'm going to go to the top where it says horizontal and change it to vertical. This is real time me making this intro, so I'm just going to play around with the colors a little bit more, and you guys will definitely see the final color scheme for this particular lettering. And here we are. I'm going to add it as a pattern for future uses. And then I'm going to create an overlay for this, just to have that double layered text effect. I just like it. I think it looks good. And so that's why we're going to do it. And I'm going to change the font to Brittany signature. And the font link will be below. And so I'm going to change the shadow of it. And I just selected the second one. And just to create a little shadow to give it some depth on top of that white lettering already. And when you save this, make sure that you save it as a PNG. If you don't select the second one, it's not going to work. It's going to have a white background instead of that transparent background. So now I'm going to select the white square again just to get this transparent background, and I'm going to type a few different things just to add to the intro. This is going to say follow me, and I'll have a few more for you guys to see in a moment, and these all will be using Brittany's signature. Now I'm going to type out her social media handle. It's the same on all platforms, but I'm going to do the same sort of layering that I did for the first text with her, just her name, just Cardi B. And when I'm layering the text, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just going to save it now. And remember to save all of these as PNGs. Otherwise, it's going to have that ugly white background and you're not going to be happy about it. So now we're going back to Pics Art, selecting the transparent background, and we're going to select stickers. So I always try to find the social media handles for them to look similar, not handles, social media logos to look similar, but sometimes that don't work out. But you can use Google to find social media logos if you want different kinds. Pics Art is limited, of course, but they're everywhere, literally everywhere. And in another video, I will show you how to change the color of a social media logo in Canva. So now we're opening CapCut, and this is where the magic happens, but I realized that I didn't create the backgrounds, so I'm going to open the VN app. And again, all these apps will be on the screen and in the description box. So I'm going to select new project, and I'm going to go to one of those collages that I created at the beginning. I usually do this right after, but I didn't know on this day. So I'm going to start by deleting that last black box so I don't have to worry about it at the end. And then I'm going to use spin in, and I'm going to spread it out over the whole entire clip, which is 3 seconds. And I'm just going to save it. So I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to go to that second background that we created and select the transition. And this time I'm going to select rotary, but remember to start by deleting that black background, and then we'll go over to rotary, and this is it. And we're going to select it and drag it over the entire thing and save it again. Alright, so here's the last one. We're going to create a new project, go to that collage that we created, and we're going to delete that black space. And this time we're going to select out, and we're going to select it and drag it over the entire thing, and that's how it looks, and export it, and we're going to save it. So now we're going to open CapCut for real this time, and we're going to start creating our intro. So we're going to start with the first one, and then we're going to delete that black box on this one as well. But we're going to do this into 3 parts, and I'm going to start by adding my different elements to the screen. I did go ahead and cut these out in a separate video, so you and I see how to do that. But if you would like to see how I do it, I can do it in a future video. So here I'm just cropping this into a square, and you will see how I create this effect and then I'm going to put a frame on top of it. So once I created the first frame, I just duplicated it twice so that they would be identical, and I didn't have to go in and crop it. That's why you didn't see me crop it the 3 times. And I'm going to bring that middle photo to the front just to have that little effect. Now I'm just rearranging the photos again. I wanted to give you guys a real glimpse of making these intros. It's literally trial and error. You just got to see what you like, what you don't like, and play around with it until you get the right thing. There's no right, wrong way to do this. It's just do it. So when you're making intros, animations are key. Like the way that these pictures flow into each frame is going to make the intro in the end. And I'm just seeing how it's going to look together on the screen. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and add that text overlay that we created in the beginning with Cardi B and just her name. I'm going to size it to my liking, and I'm just going to create it put it a little bit below her face for that middle photo, and I love it. And again, animations are going to be key to making your intro just pop a little bit more. So let's create the animation for this as well. Okay, so we're gonna see what we got. Let's see how the difference looks. So I decided to go in with a all-inclusive animation. It's the 3rd one over, and we like this one here. So now we're going to export this using the arrow pointing up in the corner, and we're going to save it, and we're going to go into our next one. And we're going to pretty much repeat the process, except for this time we're going to be creating it with our social media handles. So remember, before you get started, make sure to delete that black box so that you don't end up exporting it with it in the end. Now we're going to go ahead and select this follow me, and we're just going to put it up in the left hand corner just to play around with it, just to see how it looks. You can't really see it, but it'll come together, I promise. Now we're going to select the animation using an in animation, and we're going to see how these look. We like that one. Now let's get her social media handle, and we're going to add this to the screen as well, like in the center, off-centered a little bit, and just big enough to see all of the text. That looks good to me. Now let's arrange some photos. Again, these were cut out previously, so we're just gonna put them together to our liking. No rhyme or reason, just gonna create a mini collage with the photos, and it's gonna come out super cute. And once I have the photos to a good spot, I'm going to change it again. But I'm going to bring the I Am Cardi B to the front, and you'll see I'm going to make sure that it's inside of the frame as well. Now I'm going to go back in and add Instagram to the frame along with the logo as well. Now that we've got our text and everything laid out, now I'm going to add an effect. So the first one I added was the butterfly effect, and this is just going to add to the aesthetic of it. And then I'm going to go to metamorphosis as well, and it's just going to be gorgeous. Look at that, and it's like in the background as well, so I just add more to the background. And now that is looking dope as well, and we're going to export it and go on to the final screen. So for me, lately I have liked my final screen to be really, maybe not plain, but like really straight to the point. Remember to delete that black screen so I don't do too much. And this background is already busy, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Cardi B here, and then I'm going to click subscribe, and we're nearly done with this thing. So for the subscribe, I'm going to use the text features inside of CapCut to go ahead and put the subscribe on it. I like this here text right here, and then I'm just gonna add some effects to it, some Pics Art, some word art to it, and just so that you can see on the screen. But we're gonna keep it really simple and to the point. So now I'm just looking for an effect to go under the subscribe, and I found it. It's not really dark, but it's enough so that you can see the white a little bit better on top of the already busy screen. We're gonna add it on top, and look at it. So this is the final screen. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below anything that you would have changed, anything that you would have added to the video. All these apps that I used in this video were free, and again, they will be linked down below. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, let's look at the final product. Now we're going to put all three clips together, and we're going to add some transitions between them just to make it flow a little bit better. And we're going to delete that black screen, and this looks so good. I love it. And now we're just going to create transitions. The transitions is another thing that makes the intros pop. Here is the final look at the intro, and enjoy the clip of how the intro will look on screen in a moment. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.